So we're now heading onto our train that takes us through the Eurotunnel and into mainland Europe, where we will be spending the next 5 weeks heading on through France, Belgium, Germany, Poland, Slovakia, Slovenia, Hungary, where we will be for the Hungarian Grand Prix for the F1. That's kind of the highlight of the trip. And then we will be heading then back through Italy, through Switzerland, and then back through Germany, France, and then back home. Never done a trip on this scale before. I think we're covering about 4,000 miles in total. I'm in a 2008 4.8 litre V8 BMW 650i, and my parents, they're actually in a camper van. My brother also as well. He's going to be out here for a week at a time, so he's coming out for the first week and then he's going to be coming out again in another couple of weeks as well. So yeah, it's going to be a good trip, I'm sure. I need to definitely need to spend the first couple of days relaxing though, because I've been full on for the past few weeks straight and I'm very tired at this point. So I'm going to get some good rest in, and then we're going to do a lot of exploring in Europe. So stay tuned and enjoy the video.
Remember, stay on the right side.
Bonjour, welcome to France. We've made it. Oh, it was hot on that train.
So hot.
Glad we've got the aircon back on. So now, where are we heading?
We are heading to east of Brussels.
Yeah, just the other side of Brussels. And yeah, I think we're just gonna have some food, head to a hotel, and then get some rest, because I don't know about you, but I am very tired. It's Nürburgring day today. Had a delightful sleep in that Ibis hotel. It was just in a service station basically. My parents also stayed there in their camper van. They've already made their way there. They're going to be a little bit slower than us, but we're now making our way to the Nürburgring. It's about 2.5 hour drive. So we're going to get there, have some lunch, and prepare ourselves for the evening session. I think it's only open for about 2 hours, 5:30 to 7:30. So we're going to have a look around the area, and then yeah, we'll get ourselves set up for a couple of laps on there. I'm going to try and set up the GoPro so you can see me whilst on the lap. We made it. Right, let's get the car ready. Let's have a good look around, and let's get ready to go on the Nordschleife itself. It's good to be back though. It's been a good couple of years since I was here last, and it doesn't look like it's really changed that much. But I'm getting excited now.
I'm not.
Alright then guys, so we are here at the Nürburgring, and yeah, I'm just going to do some checks on the car. We're going to check the tyre pressures. I may reduce the tyre pressures slightly, not going to go too crazy. I'm going to check all the fluid levels, just make sure we don't have any leaks or anything. Obviously if you have a leak and somebody has an accident because of your leak, you'll be in big trouble. So if you are coming here yourself, make sure you don't have any leaks of any kind. And yeah, I'm also going to take anything out of the car that I can. I have obviously the boots fully loaded, there's things in the car. Again, last thing you want is anything like that flying around while you're on track. So yeah, we're going to get the car prepared as best as possible, and then we're going to head to the Nordschleife itself, get ourselves one single tourist lap ticket, and then we're going to head on in. So 2 laps on the Nürburgring done. Dad, what did you think?
Good, yeah.
Good. James, what were your thoughts? First time on?
Yeah, really good.
Was it what you expected?
No, it's a lot faster.
Is it? Yeah, it's probably a completely different experience driving to being a passenger. Obviously, me driving, I know what to expect, sort of thing, and obviously I've been on a few times before. But yeah, I'd imagine being a passenger is just feel a lot quicker and catches you out a lot with braking points and when corners are coming up. So yeah, I'm glad we all got a chance to go on. We just need you to go on next, don't we?
No.
Danielle? Well then, there we go. As we now leave Brunchen, aka YouTube Corner, that is my 2 laps of the Nürburgring Nordschleife done. I was kind of thinking of doing a 3rd, but I thought I'm not going to push it. No point. I've had my fun. Took my dad on there, took my brother on there, and again, it's another experience done for me. Obviously, the 650i, it's a decent car. It's a good road going car, but it's not set up for track. It's only got road tyres on. It's only got basic road going brakes on. So I really didn't want to push the car too much, but I think it definitely held its own. I didn't have too many unnervy moments while I was going around, but yeah, definitely Nürburgring Nordschleife, highlight of the trip so far. Colditz Castle. Seems pretty surreal being here in person. Somewhere I've wanted to visit since being a kid. I was fascinated with the stories of escape attempts from the Second World War of POWs. So hopefully we're going to try and make our way into the museum and have a closer look around. But I'm fairly certain that it's a hostel today. I'm sure there is people that stay here, and you can stay here, but we're going to try and find our way to the museum. Currently making our way up the stairs.
During the Second World War, the castle became a prison camp for officers of many nations of the Western Allies.
This is what we came to see. So, I guess we're going to try and fly the glider. Hey, you don't want to leave home, do you? Is it touchscreen? No. Oh, yeah, let's do 2 people.
Oh, you'd crash if you were.
Oh wait, I didn't know I was even flying. Let's try that. Looks like we're gliding for longer. We can see a grassy area. We did it. So I guess you could say even I could escape from Colditz. It's that easy. So I guess this is a mock-up of the glider. I imagine it's a 1-to-1 scale. It's pretty big, and I imagine that I don't know how they got it out. Did they just remove a section of the roof? I'm guessing they removed a section of the roof and they got the fuselage out, and then they probably put the wings on after. I'd imagine that's what they've done. Maybe that's what that section of roof was downstairs.
Ah, yeah.
They probably removed a section, got the fuselage out onto the roof, then assembled the wings, and then just would have sailed on into the distance. This was the Dutch tunnel escape attempt. So we're no longer at Colditz Castle, we're now at Moritzburg Castle, which is a little bit further along. We're sort of in the Dresden area now. We had so much fun at Colditz Castle that we thought we'd visit another castle now. And I don't really know what is really here, but it looks very grand, very spectacular, and I think it's around 9 or 10 euros to go inside, so we will be doing that and then having a stroll around the grounds and checking the place out. The ladies have spotted a shop.
Always. That's probably really loud. Oh, look at the cat in the back. Oh. I wonder what these are then.
So Moritzburg Castle, what was your thoughts? Would you recommend it? Is it what you expected?
I thought the Dresden was better.
Dresden?
Yeah, did you say Dresden was better?
Yeah, I think so.
What, Dresden city centre?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bit we went into was anyway.
Yeah.
Not the same bit as you went to. Yeah.
Worth seeing it though.
Yeah.
Are we happy about the weather?
No.
No.
No?
Too cold.
Too cold?
Yeah.
We'll be sweating in a few days' time.
Hopefully.
What's that? I don't know. We came in 2020 and you didn't pay by card then. You might be able to now. Rolling?
Yeah, rolling.
Okay. Just pan up. Okay, so right now we are in Poland and we're in Zagen and we're at Stalag Luft III. I say we're at Stalag Luft III, we're at the museum part of it. If you don't know what Stalag Luft III is, it's essentially, well, it was a prisoner of war camp during the Second World War, most commonly known for the Great Escape. So we're going to go, I think, first into the museum and then we're going to go into this hut if we can. This hut behind us, it's a bit of a mock-up basically to show you how they looked during the Second World War when the camp was opened, and then we're going to make our way into the camp itself, which is I think about half a mile over that way. We're going to try and find as many tunnels as we can.
Museum finished. Up at 5 AM to make his coffee.
Yeah, get up and down. Yeah, it is. There's Steve McQueen up and James Garner.
And now here we are at the exit of Tunnel Harry. Tunnel itself Goes, I think, 110 meters down to Hut 104, and we're at Stalag Luft III itself now. Okay, so leaving Stalag Luft III on Stalag Luft 8C now. What were your thoughts?
Well, obviously we've been here before 5 years ago. I enjoyed it then, but I didn't really know anything about it, and I hadn't watched the film either.
Little bits have changed, haven't they?
Yeah, I don't think this was here last time, like the tunnel, that's all I can really think of actually that's changed off the top of my head. But also we didn't do the walk to the train station last time, we didn't go to the memorial as well last time. So yeah, as someone who doesn't really know much about things, it's still interesting to come here. Off to Wrocław now.
Right, I'm sure it's pronounced Braslav. Wrocław, aka Wrocław, aka Braslav.
I'm sure someone will comment down below anyways and let us know how you actually say that word.
So if you haven't already figured, we're at the salt mines in Kraków. We'll see when we're down there.
They've said it's between like 14 and 16 degrees now, so that's not too bad.
And when we get back up, come on. Do you hear her?
It's downstairs, there is no exit.
I have a question, Java. I am here for you. Of course, I'm trying to answer some, yeah? And I also mentioned that in some places you will be walking on the soil. So take a look. Nice pictures. Nice photos, of course. And even for from 17th century. So you can see that.
So this whole chapel that we're currently in was decorated by hand by 3 miners.
Well, I'm sweating in here. I'm sweating in here.
What's supposed to be cold?
Just warm inside.
It's warmer in it. We have heating in there.
Maybe because the staff is standing still.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
So then, what do we think of the salt mines in Kraków? I thought it was quite good. Did you?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. We didn't really know what to expect, did we?
No.
But it was really good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was you definitely have to do the tour. Obviously, it's a lot of walking. We kind of knew that beforehand. I think you go down like 120 meters below the surface, and that's not even the deepest point. The deepest point, I'm sure it's over 300 meters deep, those mines, but I don't think that's open to the public. But yeah, it was pretty surreal. It was literally like a city underground. They had various different chapels and churches under there, and you know, it's crazy to think everything down there was literally made of salt. And yeah, crazy to think how the people lived, you know. just 100 or 200 years ago. But yeah, well worth doing if you are in Kraków. Obviously bear in mind there is quite a bit of walking involved. But now we are actually leaving Kraków and we're heading to, don't know the exact name of the area, but we're heading closer to Auschwitz, because we're going to be heading there tomorrow. So plan is today is get to the hotel, we're going to get a workout in, and I think we're going to go for a meal in Katowice. I've probably butchered the name of that place, but it's kind of a major city, about an hour from Kraków, so we're going to head there. But before we do that, I need to give this car a bit of a clean, because when we was in Jargon, when we went to Stalag Luft III, we kind of went off road a little bit, and it got a little bit dirty. And as you could probably imagine, we've covered about 1,500 miles now, so the car's covered in bugs and, you know, road grime and everything. So we're going to give it a light clean, just to rinse off, nothing, you know, too spectacular. I don't have any wash mitts or drying towels or anything, so just going to give it a good rinse off, and then, like I said, make our way to the hotel then. Oh, also forgot to mention, over the past couple of days my parents have actually put their camper van into a garage because their air conditioning stopped working. It actually stopped working in the UK, but they kind of just, you know, got on with things for the first week or so. But because it's got pretty close to 30 degrees Celsius now, you can't really bear that heat without air conditioning, especially because they've got 2 dogs and that as well, and they're sleeping in the camper van. So yeah, they've had to take it into a garage, and it's now been fixed. And to be honest, I was surprised that they could just take it to a garage, and, you know, they was willing to work on it pretty much straight away. Yeah, it took, I think, 2 days in total, but they managed to order the part, get the part, fit that part, and it was actually quite a long air conditioning pipe. There was a small crack in the pipe, and it just let the gas out and some oil, essentially. But yeah, they've fixed it, and they're doing it for quite a reasonable price, to be honest. They've pressure tested it and all that for 20 hours or so, and then they put the fresh gas in. I think it was only about £350. That was all in, so I thought it was quite a good price. So if you do need any work done on your car, labour rates especially probably be quite a bit cheaper in Poland compared to the UK, at least. We've noticed that prices, you know, seem to be quite a bit lower here in general. I mean, even just for example, we've been to a KFC maybe once or twice, and maybe 2 or 3 times, and we've noticed that the, you know, an average price of a meal is only like about £6, whereas back in the UK it's like double that. So yeah, hopefully that puts things into perspective. Things are a lot cheaper here in Poland, so we're definitely making good use of that. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see what prices are like as we go further away. So Slovakia, Hungary.
I think Slovakia will be the same.
But that's euros. They use euros in
Okay.
Slovakia.
I think when we get to Italy, Switzerland, we're going to be like, oh my god,
Yeah.
get us back to Poland!
Yeah, prices are going to seem sky high once we get to Italy. But yeah, it's been nice. It's definitely, you know, different way of living here. Everything seems a lot cheaper. The people there have been very friendly and quite forthcoming in their help. It seems like if you're stuck with something, then people will try their best to help you, even though they might necessarily not even speak English. They will, you know, do their best to try and help you out. So that's much appreciated.
Working at the car wash, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So just gave the 650 a little bit of a clean. We've been doing some mild off-roading in it, so thought it's only right to, you know, give it a good bath. But yeah, I think another about 3.5–4 weeks to go, so may need another wash or two while we're out on this trip, but we'll see how we get on. So, can you see me? So, no idea where I last left things, but we are now in a place called Zakopane, and I believe I've pronounced that correctly, but yeah, it's a beautiful location. It's basically right at the southern tip of Poland where it meets the border with Slovakia, and we're here for the next 3 nights, just in an apartment in an Airbnb, and somebody is sawing over there. Don't know if you can hear that or not, but yeah, we're going to make our way to the top of a mountain where I think I'm going to be going down a slide with my dad, so that should be good fun. So we made it to a car park, and I don't know if we're at the top of a mountain. I don't think we are, because I think we need to get a little train which takes us somewhere where we can head down a bit of a slide or a toboggan. But yeah, it's a bit of a interesting drive to get to this point. We had to drive about a mile through what seems like crowds of people everywhere, and yeah, some of them didn't seem best pleased, but we was driving down the road, they were stood in the road, so we had the right of way, I guess. But yeah, let's make our way up this hill and see if we can find that binocular. That's what it's called, isn't it? A binocular.
No,
Yes.
it's an F, funicular.
Oh, a funicular. So it's basically a train which is made for going up steep mountains, essentially. And this is pretty much what we just drove through, about a mile long road full of market stalls. So we're in the queue, we found the gravity slide, that's what it's called, and yeah, I'm gonna get a ticket, jump on, go down and scream like a child. Wait, did that scan yours or mine? Here we go. Oh! That's going pretty fast. Thoughts?
Pretty good, really.
Yeah, to be honest, it was better than what I expected. It's a bit longer than what I expected. But yeah, you do get up some decent speed on that, to be fair.
Hiya! Bye! Hello! Have fun!
Imagine
Oh,
if
look
you
at
got
the
one
little
there. Yeah.
You're up one then now.
No, your mum's thinking for the dog.
The dog. What did you buy then, Mum?
Bought back scratcher and goat.
Right. Hand carved.
Yeah, hand carved. Hello.
And here we have a lovely view. It's one of those cases that when you stop to take a photo, everybody else then stops to take a photo. lovely view. So we just left the top of the mountain where those market stalls were, and just had a very expensive trip with the police. It could have been a lot worse. I was definitely thinking it was going to be a lot worse than that. So I did mention earlier how we was driving through basically tons of people, and you know, it was basically a road that went through a load of market stalls. And as we was going down that way, I do want to add, there was other cars. I mean, there was at least 5 other cars that we was behind, and you know, there was, as we was walking down there was cars going up and down there, you know, for the entire time. Well, like I said, as we was leaving, we then got pulled over by the police, and at first I thought, oh, he must just be pulling us over to let someone pass. But then he said, basically, the road is closed and maximum fine is 5,000 zloty, which, to put that into UK money, is £1,000, and that's what I thought he was going to fine me right there and then. But then he said minimum fine 500 zloty, which is still a lot of money. It's still £100, but yeah, it wasn't quite 5,000 zloty. But anyway, we had a bit of back and forth. I didn't really understand what he said in full, but he said there was a sign at the start of the road, basically a red circle, which I have looked up. It does mean the road is closed. But then he did say, because I was kind of questioning, you know, why can all these other cars, he said, oh no, they're local, it's only if you're a tourist you can't go down there, but the locals can. So I didn't really understand that. Surely if a road's closed, the road is closed. So whether or not I was an easy target because I was in a UK car, and you know, maybe he thought I had quite a bit of money and I could pay the fine, I don't know. So I'm only sort of guessing at that point, but I didn't see him pull anyone else over or even question if they were local or not. So yeah, it's one of them. I had to pay it, made the mistake, and you know, we'll learn from that mistake. But yeah, we're going to enjoy the rest of the day now, and yeah, try not to let it affect us too much. And where are we now? I'm not even going to pronounce it. I'll put it on stream. Chocolate something. No, it's not chocolate something. We are not far from Zakopane.
Thermal baths.
Yeah, we're at thermal baths, not far from Zakopane. Pretty crazy here. It's a bit like you're at a pool party. There's hot tubs, there's everything here. There's volleyball, there's slides, there's, yeah. Let me show you a little bit.
Yeah, luckily when we got back.
What's that? Complaining about the weather again?
No,
I'm just saying it.
Danielle?
It's a bit humid.
I wasn't complaining. I said it's just stuffy.
I'm not complaining when it starts raining.
Yeah. Too
Well,
cold,
I've got
it's
my coat.
raining,
You men
it's
have
too
got
hot, too humid.
Careful where you walk.
Brits abroad.
It's all
And my hair's gone
insects
poofy.
and that with,
Looks nice.
Does it?
Yeah. Alright, Elf.
Alfie's soldiering on.
Archie. Now we all know what that red circle up there means now, don't we? Polish Project KFC.
Do you want a taste, George?
So what's this then?
I'll hold it, you just...
What's this then?
Polish ice cream, I think. You need to take a big thing like that.
Oh, I remember, yeah, there's a bridge there, isn't there?
There's the mum and father.
So, as we enter Slovakia, we say goodbye to Poland. We say goodbye to cheap fuel prices, cheap everything prices basically. We found that about Poland, it was much cheaper than the UK. But we're going to be in Slovakia for the next 2 days before we head on through to Hungary for the F1 Grand Prix. The weather isn't the best, hasn't really treated us that well, but fun fact, we actually came on this road over 5 years ago. We visited Poland and we went to Moritzburg Castle, which is, well, at the time it was a frozen lake. I'd imagine it's not very frozen right now, but we thought we could drive right up to it. Turns out it was a 14-mile round hike. So that was fun. But yeah, let's see what Slovakia has to offer. British people come to Slovakia and then they go to Tesco. So we are currently here and this is the view. Now it's really hard to put this place into perspective on the camera, but we're literally right on a cliff edge here, and that is a long way down there. Yeah, so high up. But where we are right now, this is in the Tatra mountain region. This is in the Slovak Paradise National Park. In paradise it is. What did you think of this place then?
Really nice.
Yeah. What you expected?
Well, I didn't actually expect anything because George picked the walk and we started off in a little bit of a sketchy place. I walked half an hour and ended up here and I just can't believe it, yeah. It's amazing, it looks so nice. But it's the Slovakian side of the Tatra Mountains.
Definitely worth visiting though, isn't it, if you're in the area?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's like a little river down there with a path following it, so that would be nice to go on. But obviously we're too high up. We're not gonna...
Abseil off.
No. Don't fancy that. We are all in the wrong footwear. I've got trainers. Carl has his suedes on.
They were new.
Yeah, they were new.
I've got trail shoes on.
Yeah, George has his birthday shoes on. The only proper person. But there was, believe it or not, there was a woman walking up here barefoot. She was holding Doc Marten boots, but she just had her bare feet covered in mud. So I don't know what that was about. Don't know if they were hurting her.
So, as we have just left a rather large tunnel. Today is the day we are leaving Slovakia for another country. We're heading to Hungary. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be heading there for the Hungarian Formula 1 Grand Prix, but that's in about a week's time or so. And yeah, we've only spent just a couple of days in Slovakia. I thought it was a nice country, nice scenery. That national park was absolutely spectacular. What were your thoughts?
It wasn't my favourite place we've been to. I loved the national park we went to yesterday, that was brilliant. But the area that we stayed in and stuff like that wasn't really my favourite. I was glad to get out of there, basically.
Why? And why did you feel unsafe?
I just felt a bit unsafe. I don't know if it's because the area didn't look like a particularly like an area what we're used to. Obviously the housing is very different in Slovakia compared to everywhere else we've been so far. It just...
Yeah, what I will say is, I mean, bear in mind we've only seen a very small portion of Slovakia, and I don't know if it's the same for the rest of the country, but the area that we did visit seemed quite a bit poorer compared to Poland. Obviously bear in mind as well, we didn't cover the whole of Poland. We only went to, I think, 4 different places, and they were very sort of up and coming, it seemed, you know, very advanced, very clean and tidy. There wasn't any, you know, rubbish anywhere or anything like that, whereas the places that we visited in Slovakia, you know, the houses looked a little bit run down. There was a little bit of rubbish here and there, and we did actually go past some, I don't know what you'd call them, to be honest. I don't know if it's like temporary housing, or they were basically like concrete blocks. When I say concrete blocks, I mean like a housing block, but they basically look like bungalows, or I really don't know what I'm trying to say, but apparently we're doing some research, and that is quite typical for Slovakia. You have a lot of Romani gypsies that are here, obviously came from Romania, and yeah, we noticed quite a few of them around. What I will say is, though, never had any problems with them, so I'm not going to give any opinion on them. They seem nice people, and yeah, we parked our car in you know, a bit of a village where many of them were, and like I said, never had any issues. And so yeah, I didn't think the area that we stayed in was particularly bad. But yeah, it is what it is. We're on our way to Hungary now, and we shall see what the day brings. Hungary. We're in Hungary now, apparently.
But it's not spelled Hungary.
No, I think that Mygar something. I think we're in Hungary, but I think we've gone into Hungary now. I think we're going back out of it and then maybe back in it again. I'm not sure. It's weird, I didn't expect us to get to Hungary so soon. So we are now officially in Hungary. Yeah, Slovakia's a very small country. It doesn't take long at all to drive through. And I think we're going to find some lunch, probably a KFC, because I think as soon as we check into the hotel in Budapest, we are going to get a workout in and then head into the city for some dinner tonight. Breaking my back
Do you like it in Budapest, Carl?
Not particularly.
No, we don't, no. No, we don't.
Rolling.
Yeah.
Right, so now we are in Budapest, and right now we're on a bridge. It's probably a famous bridge. It leads us to, there's two castles over there. One is, I forgot the name of it, it's probably a new castle, and then I think there is an older castle as well. Whether or not we're going to make it to them, I don't know. It's very hot, it's very sweaty, and yeah, we're just going to do a little bit of sightseeing and then wrap our time up here at Budapest before we head to the F1. This is the famous river Danube. Fun fact actually, we came here the night before, and when we was walking across the bridge I clocked him. I don't think anybody else did, but Esteban Ocon. For those that don't know who Esteban Ocon is, he's a Formula 1 driver, and he had a very stereotypical disguise on. He had a black cap, black sunglasses, and yeah, it was just with his girlfriend. He literally just walked past us, and I didn't actually realise until he walked past. Now, I wouldn't have stopped him anyway, to be honest. I wouldn't have stopped him, oh, can I have a photo? Because then every person and his dog would have then tried to stop him for a photo, and it can't be very nice. He spends like his whole time just taking photos, talking to the press and all that.
And he didn't have security with him.
Yeah,
either.
he didn't have security with him or anything, so I wouldn't like to bother someone like that. If at the most I just would have said hello, like nice to meet you. But yeah, fun fact.
It can't walk quietly. Take it easy.
So we are now at the campsite where we will be for the next 4 nights. We got here yesterday. Today is now Friday, so it's essentially practice day today. But the campsite that we're on is pretty decent as far as F1 campsites go. You'll see just how close it is to the circuit itself, but we've got, you know, toilets, showers, and yeah, all that good stuff. The main thing is though just how close it is. We're going to take a walk down to the circuit now and hopefully see some free practice. So here is the campsite, and the entrance to the circuit's literally at the bottom of this road. About 5-minute walk, and here is our gate, and the circuit's just inside.
Marke sind. Also die sind wirklich vorne davon die Feld gefahren. Leclerc ist.
This is going to be the fastest time. And that was promoted to third by a penalty for another driver. So he's been on the podium in theory. I don't think he actually got on the podium because of the penalty probably came later. Right-hander.
Piastri 1.10. bis 13:30 Uhr am Samstag. Und für heute haben wir noch ein Programm, also bleiben Sie bei uns, weil es kommt noch...
So, after the F1 has concluded, back to the campsite. We're not going to be sitting in this traffic though. We're leaving tomorrow. On the Monday, should leave nice and fresh with a clear run ahead of us. Not sure if I've shown the setup that we have here, but basically parents, they of course came in the camper van, 650i there alongside it, and all four of us are sleeping in the camper van of course. Yeah, pretty decent setup that we have going on. Like I said, we're here for one more night and we'll head on to Slovenia, I believe, tomorrow, where we will likely be parting ways for the time being.
So they're going to be there for a while.
Come on up.
You don't even bite that. Oh.
Come on up.
Archie.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Need to see us, Arch? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you have a nice weekend?
Brilliant.
You mean funny?
Okay.
You mean funny?
Two-letter answer, that one.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Nice weekend washing and that. Is that what you mean? That's what I think to you.
Hello, Delph. So hello there. We are now in Slovenia officially. So of course we left the F1 Grand Prix. That was on the Sunday. We then stayed another night, which was last night. Today is Monday. We're heading to a place called
Ljubljana. Definitely not right.
Danielle is trying to pronounce it as Ljubljana, but I think it's well, no, I don't know what it's called, but it's near Lake Bled. And yeah,
Slovenia.
Yeah, that's in Slovenia. That's supposed to be nice there. But look a bit out of it at the moment. I'm just very, very tired. Didn't sleep well at all last night and been on the road so far for about 5 or 6 hours. So yeah, pretty tired. But yeah, currently stuck in traffic as well, which is good fun. But yeah, gonna make our way there, check into the Airbnb, get some groceries for the couple of days that we're here, and then we're just going to try and get an early night tonight. But excited to see what Lake Bled has to offer tomorrow. So just got to our Airbnb, parked up and loaded, and this is where we are. It's a bit of a, don't know what you'd call it, small little farm, small holding. I think we're staying in a converted barn of some sort, but it's pretty nice. Nice modern Airbnb. But the location that we're in is beautiful. Just over there, it's all mountains, which I'm excited to have a closer look at soon enough. But yeah, just a quick look at the Airbnb. Very nice. Pretty small, but will do the job lovely. Nice big bed, nice modern bathroom, washing machine, which is essential on a 5-week trip. Decent enough kitchen where we will be doing lots of cooking, I'm sure. And yeah, smart TV, which is nice because probably just relax tonight. We're gonna go out, do some shopping, get the essentials in, have some dinner, and then yeah, just relax for the night because yeah, I'm pretty tired to be honest. What about you? Are you tired?
I'm okay at the minute, but I think I will be tired soon.
Yeah. Well needed rest tonight, I think. So then, where are we right now?
We are at Lake Bled Lookout in Slovenia, and wow, it's absolutely breathtaking up here.
Now, if you are coming to Lake Bled, there is a castle at the top here next to the lookout point, but it's €18 to go in. Was you really that bothered about going in?
Not really. I think we've done a lot of castles already and things like that. And today it's so hot. I just can't wait to get in the lake, to be honest. And when we got out, before we got out of the car, George said, "It's too cold to go in the lake." It definitely isn't. We are both sweating.
We'll see. We'll see if we go in the lake. But it does look tempting right about now. We do want to do paddleboarding at some point, don't we?
Yes.
But maybe, that may be in Italy, I think Lake Garda or Lake Como. But yeah, I think we're going to head down now and then do a big lap of the entire lake, which I think is about a 6-kilometre walk, so about hour and a half or so, and should be a nice walk.
We are at Lake Bled, Slovenia, and it's 2025. George is going to insert a video now of him smashing me in the face.
Oh!
Yeah. Not funny. They are cute though, aren't they? Stay away from me with that camera. Insert the video now.
Oh, going in then, Dal.
Yeah. Scared. Look, there's a fish there.
What's that?
There's a fish there, I can see a little fish. There's loads.
Swim with the fishes then. Well, we're officially in the lake. Maybe Danielle a bit more so, but I'm in as well. How is it?
Dream come true.
Is it warm?
It's warmer when you dunk yourself under, like 10 seconds after you're fine, but George always fasts around when he's got to get in water.
I'm cold-blooded. No, that's wrong. I'm very warm-blooded, so it feels cold. The water does.
George is finally in the lake. He's gonna do a dunk on my count. He won't dunk himself in for some reason. He says he's acclimatising. I will tell you what, when you first get in it is chilly, but after 20 seconds it's perfect.
So, did you enjoy your experience swimming in the in Lake Bled?
Yeah, I loved it. It's probably one of my favourite things we've done on this trip. And that sounds so silly because it's literally swimming in a lake. But it was just so beautiful. I had so much fun. But now we're at the Carvana Cafe, and I'm probably not pronouncing that properly. But it's supposed to be the best place to get the Lake Bled cake. So we're going to try that.
Here's the famous Bled cake. So what is it then? It looks like
it's like pastry with custard and then cream, from what I understand. But I think it's a Slovenian. I can't get into it. I think it's a Slovenian. Well, obviously it's a Slovenian dessert.
It's disgusting.
Is it worth €10? No. Is it okay? Yes. Is it my normal dessert? No. But I wanted to try it because me and George never try foreign food. I bet it's more your type of dessert than mine.
And this is why we don't try foreign food. No, I actually quite like it.
I thought you would. vanilla-y.
Yeah, it kind of tastes like, you know, Kinder.
Yes.
Kinder Bueno. Kind of tastes like that. Probably shouldn't have a cake of this magnitude because I am lactose intolerant, but hey ho.
She hasn't brought a drink yet.
I just inhaled the powdered sugar off the top. That's nice, I think. So, we are now officially leaving Slovenia and entering Italia. So yes, we're officially now in Italy and we're going to be spending, I think, pretty much a full week here. We're going to a few different places. I think today we are heading to Verona.
In between Verona and somewhere else.
Yeah, it's quite close to Verona, which is kind of not that far away from Lake Garda, and then I think we're staying somewhere for another few nights, and I think we're sort of heading east then to Lake Como area. All not confirmed yet, but we're going to have some fun times here and see what Italy has to offer. We've been here a couple of times before and we absolutely love it here, so yeah, going to be some good fun. So we are now in the Lake Garda area. Basically where we're staying is in a bit of a valley, so as you can see there is mountains on that side, there's mountains on that side. Lake Garda is the other side of the mountain, so we're heading round the mountains, around the top of Lake Garda, and going to a place called, Danielle likes to pronounce it as Limone, but I'm fairly certain it's pronounced as Limone? Limone? I think it basically means lemon, I think, in Italian. And it's a town full of lemons, and you're excited to go there, aren't you?
Yeah.
So we're stuck in a bit of traffic now, but what that does mean is I, as the driver, can take in some of the scenery. I think you would all agree it's pretty spectacular around here. Take a look at that. To be honest, I didn't really know what to expect when coming to Lake Garda, but wow, that's beautiful. I didn't expect it to be surrounded by mountains, to be honest. But yeah, that's beautiful. Let's hope we can have a dip in there. I definitely need to have a dip in there with it being 30 degrees plus today. Ferrari. It's like the Monaco tunnel, isn't it? Where are we now then?
Limone sul Garda at Lake Garda.
And what's that you got?
This is lemon ice cream in a lemon that I've waited for this whole trip, and it's delicious.
This is well needed today. What do you think?
Refreshing. It's lovely. It's been absolutely sweating today. I think it's been about 34, 35 degrees here in Limone, Lake Garda. So this was just so refreshing to jump in. What do you think?
Definitely needed, for sure. Watch out for the big rocks. In this lake, I've actually gone all the way in. Takes you about 2 seconds to get used to the temperature, it's cool, but it's not cold. Definitely, it's definitely not cold. But I actually swam out probably, I don't know, 25-30 meters and swam back again. It's so nice to be able to swim in a lake that's clean. I mean, in the UK we don't really have many lakes that you can swim in that are clean. So to have this here, it's lovely, honestly. Surrounded by these mountains as well. Yeah, there's few places I could imagine that would be better than this to swim in. What's this you got now then?
Lemonade spritz. It's delicious.
Where are we currently then?
We are currently in a very small village called Melina in Italy, and we're at Parco della Cascade, which is basically a huge waterfall park. You pay €8 to get in each, and you can go on 3 different paths around the waterfalls. And yeah, it's nice in here.
Worth noting though, if you do come here, it's very steep. Well, steep to get down, and well, will be steep to get back up, I suppose. We parked, I think, about 20 minutes away as well. That's again down steep, narrow roads.
And everybody who we were passing while we were going down was literally panting like a dog, coming back up.
They looked like they was about to keel over, but yeah, we need to try and get cool down as much as possible. You're not supposed to go in the water. The guy at the entrance did say we're allowed to refresh ourselves, so we'll
take of refreshing yourself as you will.
Yeah, take from that what you will. But yeah, it's honestly so hot. Like, I don't want to be a typical British person just complaining about the heat, but it's 35 degrees today in the shade. In the sun it's like 45 degrees, so we are struggling a bit right now. And not only that, we've just been eaten alive, it seems. We're both wearing mosquito repellent spray, but let's look at some of the bites on Danielle's leg. People have been bitten alive. I've been bitten alive on both my legs, on my arms, on my back.
And we've had mosquito spray on every single day. When I tell my mum I've got a new bite, she'll say, why aren't you wearing a spray? And I'm like, I am. It's literally been sprayed 3 times down there, and I'm sure I've been bitten down there.
But I don't know how the locals do it. I mean, how do people that live here, how do they just walk outside without being bitten? We've only been in this in 2-3 days. We've already been bit between 10 and 20 times. It's honestly disgusting, but we're trying to make the most of our time here because we're only in Italy for about another 5 days or so. And this looks like the perfect spot to cool down in. And now, on our way back down, we get to go on this, as I like to call it, a mini Stelvio pass. It's basically just, I guess it's the only way to get to the other side of the mountain range. It's just a section of road that's just winding back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And there must be 20 hairpins at least on this section of road. It's only like a 5 or 10 mile stretch, but yeah, it's lovely driving on here. I mean, probably can't tell, but there's an amazing view into the valley there below us. And I'm so glad that when I was choosing this BMW 650i for this trip, that I chose the LCI version. You know, forget all the other extras that you get with the facelift. Just for these shifters on the steering wheel alone, I mean, I couldn't imagine using the shifter down there to shift through gears. It just wouldn't feel natural on what is an automatic car. It just feels great shifting with these. It's you know, it's only a ZF 6-speed, but it shifts great.
Everybody wave bye.
So, paddleboard, 2-man up, Dad's on the back. We're officially paddleboarding, not stand-up paddle boarding in Lake Como. If you're wondering, why are you not standing up? Well, I'd like to see you stand up when you have the choppiness of Lake Como. Every boat that goes by, you have to realise it's creating a ripple wave effect, and it goes on for quite a while. So I did try to stand up, but I fell over, so I'm just kind of taking up the seated position.
So George has mastered standing up on the paddleboard, or a supboard, what they call it here in Italia. He's doing so well considering he's never done any really water activities. And just look at this view, it's just mountains and mountains all around in Lake Como.
So, as we've just fueled up in Italy for the final time, that is because we are now leaving Italia and we are heading to, or I guess through, Switzerland today. So the previous clips you would have saw was at Lake Como, and yeah, done a bit of SUP there, stand-up paddle it's called, that's what they call it here in Italia. And yeah, I had a good time. I thought it was a good experience. Obviously it takes you a bit of time to get used to it, but after half an hour or so I was relatively comfortable. I say relatively comfortable, that is you know, in the seating position. I wasn't comfortable standing up. I did stand up a couple of times and you know, didn't fall in eventually, but yeah, it would take you a good few hours, I think, to get comfortable standing up on it. And I just want to say as well, it was very choppy on Lake Como. You have boats and things going past, so probably be more ideal on a very still lake. But yeah, Lake Como, beautiful area. Again, if you have the chance, do go there and get in the water as well. You have to get in the water, especially on a very warm day like it was yesterday. I think it was like 34 degrees, so that was lovely being in there. But I say today we are heading through Switzerland. We was hoping to maybe, you know, stop off there, but just to be completely honest, it's going to be very expensive. And
we've already been away for 5 weeks.
Yeah, we have already been away for 5 weeks, so you know, we can't really be paying. I dread to think how much it's going to be, but I just know it's going to be very expensive. That's why I've just fueled up in Italy for the final time, because fuel again is going to be very expensive in Switzerland. So we're just kind of going to drive all the way through, but that in itself is not an easy task because we're avoiding motorways. So pretty much for the whole of Europe, well, for many countries in Europe, should I say, you need a vignette, and that's not a problem. Usually you get one for a day, for a week, for basically however long you need one. In Switzerland, however, you have to buy one for the entire year. So if you don't know what a vignette is, it's basically a tag, you could say, which allows you to drive on their motorway system. And because we're only driving through there for one day, I don't really want to spend 54 euros just to drive through there for one day. It's a bit of a rip-off, to be honest. So we're taking the more scenic route. It's 230 miles to drive through, but it's saying it's taking us 8 hours, which I don't really, my mind's sort of struggling to fathom how that's working, because I'm pretty sure that's only averaging like 20 to 30 miles an hour. So I guess we'll see, but I'm sure we're going to see some very scenic views on the drive today, and taking a little bit of what Switzerland is about. But just touching on Lake Como yesterday, what were your thoughts on it, Danielle?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was it what you expected?
It was what I expected. I would say though, I think I prefer Lake Garda.
Oh really?
And that might be maybe a little bit controversial, because Lake Como is a lot more expensive and a lot more sought after. Is that the word?
Yeah. So to my mum and dad, if you are watching this, probably a good idea you didn't come this way into Switzerland, because it's worse than the Stelvio Pass. You definitely would have clipped every wall, and even some of the tunnels are very low as well. So yeah, definitely not made for anything bigger than the car, this road. Nice views, but a bit treacherous in places.
I have no clue where we are.
So right now we are not too far away from the border between Italy and Switzerland. It's just down that road there. We thought we'd just stop at this lake. It's a beautiful view, surrounded by mountains. A little bit cooler up here as well, which is nice. What more could you want?
We are about going to Switzerland, and this is the pass that we're going through, that we didn't realise we were going through.
No. So we are now officially in Switzerland, and I think we're actually heading down the mountains now.
Hallelujah.
Which should be nice.
Look at that view. The views have just been amazing so far, haven't they?
Yeah. So hello, we are indeed now actually in Belgium. So we made our way all the way through Switzerland. We then kind of spent a good 2 or 3 days in and around France, various different places, making our way up towards the top before obviously we head back home. And yeah, we are now here in Belgium. We thought we would spend a day before we head home, just kind of going to some of the famous sites from the First World War. And we're actually here at a place called Hill 62. And turns out this place is open every day apart from Monday. What day is it today? It's Monday. It's actually closed. So we drove about an hour here. And I think there is some trenches and various different things that were kind of preserved from the First World War to look at. And yeah, we drove all the way here and turns out it's not open, which is a bit of a bummer, but we're going to try and find some other places nearby and visit them as well, because yeah, like I said before, I'm very much into my history, especially First World War, Second World War stuff. So yeah, it'd be nice to see you know, and visit some of the places in person. So right here is the Sanctuary Wood Cemetery, which is right next to that Hill 62 site. And I would say all these people right here lost their lives very close by to here. Some of them not even named, which is quite sad. Okay, so we are now at Yorkshire Trench and Dugout, and essentially what this is, I'm led to believe that I think it was 1992, there was a farmer that was basically doing some moving of some land, and he discovered some original World War I trenches, and they were still like basically all intact. Now it has been preserved and you know, kind of reinstated to a degree. But we're going to go and have a look in there and see what it's all about. What I will say is though, it's in the most bizarre of locations. We're basically on an industrial estate, so I guess, you know, years ago this must have all just been fields here. But yeah, when you are coming here, if you are coming here yourself to have a look, then just know you are in the right location. It just seemed pretty bizarre driving up here, but we're going to head inside now and hopefully have a look at an authentic First World War trench. So this right here is essentially what this site would have looked like in July 1917. So this is the underground section. This is what, well, this is right here. and then the trench that goes along there. That's what we're about to walk through down there. So these were basically the A-frames that were placed in the bottom of the trenches. They then had these boards that went across, and it basically just raised up the floor of the trenches just to make conditions a bit nicer. The very early trenches, they were a lot shallower, and the boards that they put down just basically just sunk into the clay, and they meant very wet conditions. You know, that's why a lot of the soldiers got things like trench foot and, you know, various other diseases. But this A-frame design came later on with the board atop it. So coming now down into the trench, I believe a lot of the boards on the bottom are still original. Some of them may have been replaced, but obviously all this is concrete. This is basically just to show what it would have looked like if these would have, of course, been sandbags. But yeah, they are a decent height. My wife is definitely not 6 foot, but yeah, she could comfortably walk through here without getting shot. Okay, so inside of the trench you have these steps, and this essentially goes down to that underground section. Now, I don't know if it has all been dug out, but as you can see, it's completely just flooded with water. It'd be interesting to see what was actually intact down there before it got flooded. So hopefully this puts some things into perspective as to what you could expect First World War trench to look like. It's a small peephole here. I'm guessing a rifle would have been placed through that to be on lookout. Bit of a drop here to the lower section. So these are those A-frames. This is what these boards sat upon. So the bottom of the trench itself is actually quite a bit deeper than this, probably a foot or two below. But as I mentioned, it would just fill up with mud and water, so having these boards on here made it a lot better for walking down, and it kept things a lot drier in here. And again, here's another underground bunker of sorts. Go a little bit further into this one, but again it is flooded. So you see how random this location is? That was literally just a warehouse there. Right now we're stood in a real First World War trench, and there's literally just a warehouse right there. And we're now coming to the end of it. I'd imagine this originally probably, I don't know, extended a lot further, but yeah, there's factories and God knows what else here now. Okay, so this right here, this would have been a command post. This right here would have been a pump room. This is a bunk room where those not on watch would have tried to get some kind of rest if possible. Bear in mind, all this is underground, so this should all be relatively intact underground if it hasn't been disturbed too much. Again, another bunk room, and another bunk room. So this answers my query. Those pump rooms, they were in fact for water. So as you saw, those two entrances to the underground sections, they were just completely filled with water. That's exactly how it would have been back then during the First World War. There was around 180 of these dugouts were built in this area, and to keep them dry in the wet soil, pumping had to be done continuously, so that makes sense what all these pumping rooms were for. And so if all that water wasn't in those entrances, you could go down those steps and this is what you would have saw, which would have been interesting. So where we are now is we're still in the same area. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. It's spelled Y-P-R-E-S. That's the name of the town, and that was significant in the First World War. A lot of battles and things kind of happened in this area. But yeah, right now we're at a model village, which I thought it was kind of going to be a model of the trenches and things like that, but I don't know if it's just a, I don't really know exactly what it is. But here we have a concrete bunker, and I was just reading this plaque here. From 1916, both sides actually started using concrete when it came to the construction of their bunkers. Before that, I'd imagine there just would have been timber. But we're going to have a look inside this one, at least I am. And yeah, I mean, you can see it's quite wet down here. Take the camera in. This is how things would have been back then. Probably a lot worse as well, I'd imagine. It's pretty remarkable how all this is still intact. I'm guessing this was the pump that they used to drain the water out. Pretty amazing how all this isn't, I guess, in a museum. You can just literally just go up to this stuff and pick it up. Is this a shell? Is this a First World War shell? Now in my hand. Very heavy. So you can see we do have a pond here, and I wonder if this wasn't originally a pond. I wonder if this was just a huge crater that's just been filled in, that's just kind of filled up with water over the years. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. But yeah, it's pretty amazing here. Like I said, you can just walk around and see all this just left on the floor. I mean, what's this? A reel of barbed wire, all still intact. These have got to be shell casings, haven't they? I would imagine. It's crazy. I'm surprised they haven't been stolen or, you know, picked up, because these have got to have some value, haven't they? I mean, I'd love to own something like this. Just look at how much is left here. I suppose they just, you know, really had so much. I mean, so many shell casings and barbed wire and ammunition that they really just, you know, didn't know what to do with it. I suppose a lot of it's in museums and things, but you know, they just decided to leave a lot of it. I thought these were tree stumps, but it's not. It's, again, this reel of barbed wire. Crazy. Now, this right here is obviously another bunker, and I don't think they would have built a bunker in the middle of a pond, so yeah, I would say this is probably a huge crater that's just naturally filled it with water over time. Right here we have, I can only assume they were the original trenches. And here is a rather large crater. I'm going to go and stand in it just so you can see size-wise how big it is. Yeah, it's pretty big. Must have been a decent sized shell that hit this. Right, so what are these? Why do they look like bones? Does that not look like a bone to you? Maybe they're animal bones. I don't know. Not sure about that. There's lots of these. I guess it's a mini crater all around here. I mean, this land probably was pretty flat before the First World War, but yeah, it's all over the place with everything being disturbed. It is crazy, the sheer amount of casings that's still here. This looks like a rein from a horse tied up. It's very old. So you'd thought you'd seen it all. Here is, I guess, a wagon for transporting some of the shells around. I mean, look at the size of these shells. There's a fuel can of sorts there. I guess a lot of people miss this, but there's an actual rifle here. Well, I guess the steel part of it, or cast iron, whatever they're made out of. The wood's obviously rotted away. That's crazy. Amazing how it's bent as well. The barrel.
Oh, we're going through here.
Well, it's that time again where you have to wince and hope that you don't scrape your alloys whilst driving down a very long train. That means it's home time, and to be honest, I'm ready to go home at this point. We've been traveling for the past 5 weeks now, had an amazing time, went to some lovely destinations, saw a lot, ate a lot, and had a well-deserved rest. But yeah, I'm definitely ready to get back to it now. So we're gonna park up, sit for about 30 minutes, and then what do you know, we'll be back in the UK.